Good morning, friends. For this morning's devotional, I want to just draw an example from the natural world and bring it into our lives as believers. Since 2012, Vonnie and I have been driving down to Lebanon for church services and prayer gatherings and fellowships and leadership meetings and things such as that since 2012. So it's been 8 years. That's a lot of trips back and forth along Highway 34 and then getting off the Highway 34 exit there and coming into Lebanon. And in that time, I've had a lot of time to observe sheep. Oftentimes there's a lot of sheep along Highway 34, and sometimes they are acting a little odd. It's like sometimes they're all huddled up against a piece of just one strand of wire that makes the fence, as if that's going to keep them warm. Sometimes you'll see one leading and everyone's following with no discernible direction. There's no barn around, but they're going somewhere. And last night on our way down to Lebanon for a prayer time, as you come in off of Highway 34, and right before you get to the speedway, there's that big turn that goes right to left. I don't know the name of that road, but you'll know. And then there's sheep right there by the road. And last night when we drove in, there was one sheep kind of out towards the highway up against the fence of the south side that I couldn't tell if it was alive or dead. It didn't look healthy, I knew that. But the other sheep, there was no other sheep around. They were all off to the west side. And it struck me that that one was all by itself. And then on our way back from the prayer time, all the other sheep had come over and they were surrounding that one. Now, I don't know if that one had actually gotten up or if it had died or what the situation was, but all the other sheep had surrounded the one. I'd like to think that they were there because of concern and not to do harm. I'd like to think that they were there for encouragement, trying to maybe help their fallen comrade, if you will. I don't know what the purpose was, but they were all surrounding the one that had fallen, if you will. And I think we can learn something from that. The Bible says in the book of Isaiah, all we like sheep have gone astray. It says in the book of Psalms, we are the sheep of his pasture, the flock of his hand. Jesus said of himself, I'm the good shepherd. The sheep, us, hear my voice. And then there's a psalm that most of us know very, very well. And the first line is, the Lord is my shepherd. Shepherds care for sheep. But sheep need to care for sheep. We can't just leave it up to the shepherds. And I want to encourage you today, if you know of someone in this extended time of isolation, in this extended time of quarantine, in this extended time where we're not together as normal, where we may not see people as often, that the sheep care for the sheep. Last night during our prayer time, Vonnie prayed during one segment just about folks that we haven't seen for a long time. Folks that, for whatever reason, maybe it's health concern, and that we certainly support that. But I think some of the folks that we're not seeing as often, or we haven't seen since maybe March, are sheep that have gone astray and have withdrawn. And I say that we as the other sheep should gather around those, encourage them, and walk with them, whatever they're walking through, with mercy, grace, and kindness, but encouragement that we need each other. Because all we like sheep have gone astray. We need each other. Yes, we need the shepherd to restore our soul, to bring us to green pastures, to prepare a table for us in the presence of our enemy, to make sure that we're surrounded with goodness, mercy all the days of our lives, to lead us through the valley of the shadow of death. But all those things are easier to go through when we have other sheep with us too. All right? God bless.